some moments of you at South by. When you win the audience award, obviously there's a reaction from the audience. And what was it like?
You know, having like 300 people, 400
400
people.
plus is that theater, yeah.
Yeah, 400 people all together, like laughing at the same time, crying at the same time, gasping, like just one of those like old, you know, sort of like kid movie experiences that you always think back to. So it was just magical.
I wanted to meet the Facebook Bob who inspired the story. I was like, how do you tell someone what they meant to you in this way? It's kind of like, without it seeming weird, you know, like, hey, you changed my whole life just by being kind to me on the internet, and they're friends with your wife now, and whatever. And so I thought, oh, they live in Wichita, Kansas. When am I going to get to Wichita? But there was the Tall Grass Film Festival in Wichita. And my grandparents were actually from Wichita, too, which is another reason that I thought this person was my dad, with the spelling of my name and everything. So I learned about the Tall Grass Film Festival. I thought, okay, I'll make a short, one of my shorts. I'll get into the Tall Grass Film Festival, and then I'll
Quite a plan.
Yeah, this is
toxic positivity, right? Yeah.
And then I'll take my Facebook Bob and his wife to the screening. I'll be like, come be my guests at the Tall Grass Film Festival, and then I'll take them to dinner. And at dinner, I'm gonna say, by the way, you changed my whole life with your small acts of kindness over the years, and thank you so much. And I thought that's the plan, you know, because you know, writers, we're not always so good with expressing ourselves other ways. Like, I don't know how to do it. I have to make a movie. It's like, wow, it's a lot of work to just say something, you know? I made this short, got a rejection letter from the Tall Grass Film Festival. I was like, oh, God, I'm getting all these other ones that I'm not getting in there. And then we made the film, which was really my thank you and a way to deal with my grief. And I had so much, you know, grief is love with no place left to go. And I had all this love that never got expressed. So I just had to make the movie. I literally had to make the movie. And so I made the feature, and then after we make it, we get a call from the Tall Grass Film Festival. And they said, we love your film, we want it to be the closing night movie. And I said, yes, we want to do this, but do you understand the significance of your festival? And they're like, no, they didn't put it together. And I said, if you had accepted my shorts, there would be no feature. I would have been able to say it that way, and I wouldn't have been like compulsively needing to make this movie.
As a producer, you join a project because you believe in the director, and you believe in the vision, you believe in the script too. And I read the script the first time I read it, I was like, this is great. You know?
It is the one where he died.
Yeah. And so yeah, I was on board, you know, and then those other producers fell off.
I interviewed 34 producers.
We met with a ton,
yeah.
a lot of Zooms, and then we met this guy.
And he was like number 33. So at 32, you said, we got to make a decision. I said, there's 2 left. There's 2 left, but not yet, not yet. I wanted someone to care about the things that matter, you know? We obviously cared. Sean had my back. But, you know, Edgar will fight for what's right. Edgar understands the importance of representation, you know, of minorities and people with disabilities, and just really got it. And I'd just come off of working with people that did not get it. Are we going to spend the money in the right place? Because those other people, I'm like, they want it to be more expensive, and it's going to be spent in the wrong place. So it's like a double bad thing.
The conversations that we were having at the beginning wasn't, hey, can you pump out a budget and schedule quick? It was, hey, like, what parts of this script can we keep? What parts of this script are, like, you know, crucial to like the development of the story? And it was just like a natural, like, inclusion in the creative process that you don't always get as a line producer.
I just try to tell people, really look for who people are. You know, there are all these lists, and they say, oh, you're one of these actors, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, I really feel like there's one actor meant to play every character that I write, and I feel that way. And if someone passes, they just weren't the right person. There's not a list, you know? Understand that we need to do it that way, but I saw Lily in Barbie, and that was it for me. And I was probably saying Barbie Ferreira like 10 times a day. They're like, we get it, you want Barbie. You know, but I'd watched her work, I'd watched her interviews, I read about her life, and I was like, she's going to get this. Y'all don't understand, she's going to get this. And so when we had attached her, we made the offer. It was the quickest response ever, too.
Really?
Yeah, because she got it. It was like, you know, I mean, it's like 3 days or something, you know? And, you know, of course, you know, if someone's been typecast at all, or if you haven't seen this kind of, you know, then something comes across, their reps are going to look more, because they're like, oh, this is not like everything else we're getting.
And a lead.
Yeah, and which she absolutely deserves. And I feel like she's the hero we all need, you know?
Yeah.
the movie had 191 individual VFX shots, right? And I don't know if you would have
This
guessed
does?
that.
This movie?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So you wouldn't have guessed that if you watched
190.
it. So there were times when I wondered if this batch of 12 shots, if it's so necessary. But whenever I caught myself saying that, I told myself, like, all right, we're not going to go there. We're just going to say yes to whatever Tracie wants. We're just doing it. It's better to just give every idea like its full day in court rather than like kind of second guess it, and it just makes for a simpler experience.
For me personally, I have made indie films without post supers, and I do not recommend it.
Yeah.
I mean, Rich was a godsend. So
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of times it's like unfortunately one of the positions that's cut early to save cash. But the responsibilities will just always end up on the producer.
yeah, we just didn't. We were
And
dealing
the
with
editor, honestly.
Yeah,
And
sorry,
the,
and the editor, and the editor.
I know
and the
Anisha.
editor.
Yeah, Anisha released.
When you don't have one.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even,
Anisha, how does it make your life easier?
It's huge. I mean, I don't want to be doing the email chain coordination things and all of that. And I mean, there's just so much to keep track of. Just so many things happening at the same time with so many different post vendors. So it is a huge relief. Also, realistically, on an indie, you're off. I mean, I'm on the payroll until picture lock, and obviously that doesn't mean I'm not on the film beyond. I am. But I'd love to be part of the creative things, and it's a lot to take on, to be on another job and also be part of doing the other things. So it's really great to have that kind of support that you can kind of check in with and have conversations. And yeah.